Corey, wake up, wake up, wake up. A vision starts to appear in my mind. Wake up.
I asked, what is this place? The vision grows closer. Wake up when the hands begin to form as the trees would come alive before me. I started to walk, then run towards the voice, but it draws away, as it was trying to escape me.
Meow.
When my eyes opened, my hands felt wet. I quickly jumped up. What my face pale as the sea like a leaf drifting along the bay. I looked down, staring at Cheese. I grabbed him, pulling him close to me, crying as the tears would hit the floor of the ground. Cheese then balls up, placing his head underneath my chin, lifts my head up. Meow. We stared off into the sky. I looked Cheese in the face. How I wish you could talk, how I wish you could. Cheese. Meow, meow. I took a deep breath, holding on to my last breath. I exhaled. Grabbing my things, my stomach began to growl. I grabbed my fishing rod from my bag. I'm hungry. Cheese. Meow. I got up. Let's go, Cheese. We walk over to hearing a rush of water when I stumbled across a berry bush. I lit up with joy, grabbing them one by one, placing them into my shirt. Meow. Cheese then looks up, starts meow, jumping up and down. I look over to see what he was looking at. He stared up at a tree. Meow, meow, meow. I stood up, grabbing a rock. Smiling. I forget. Sometimes Chester loves fruits, at least he's still in touch with his human side at heart, but fruits, especially those that grow in high trees. I look over, grabbing a rock. I never had the best aim, but here I go. I lean back, pointing my finger at the part of the tree I wanted to hit. I threw the rock at the branch, knocking the fruit off of the tree, hitting the exact point on the branch. The fruit comes falling down towards us. Cheese quickly runs to it, starts to eat it, looking up, smiling at me. Meow, meow! I smiled while throwing berries into my mouth. I then stopped by a tree. Looks comfortable. I thought to myself, I pick up Cheese, let us take a nap here. We have ways to go as the sun sets to its lowest peak, birds chirping, singing into the clouds. I wake up noticing that Cheese is missing. I quickly grab my stuff, jumping up. I called out to him, Cheese! Feeling so worried. Cheese, where did you go? Underneath my breath. Cheese. I stop as I heard the noise of other people. I hid behind a house. Something smells amazing. I thought to myself, I have to find Cheese, but not on an empty stomach. I shrugged as my stomach grew close to my heart, holding on to my books.
A woman appears behind me, placing hand upon my shoulder. I jump, hitting my back against the wall. The woman smiled. I could never trust women. I remember what happened to us, Cheese and I. Why are you hiding behind my house? She looks me up and down. You look like you could use a bath. Please follow me. I tried to speak when she got up and walked away. I stood there like a frog on a log. She turns around. Are you coming or not? The choice is yours. She turns her head and continues to walk. I got up, running up behind her. She looks at me and says, my name is Tracy Yin-Yu. I told her my name is Corey James. Nice to meet you. So are you all by yourself? I grew quiet, as if I was scared. She then continues to say, you shouldn't be in the woods, especially with all the missing people reports.
I asked her what missing people. She looked at me. Oh wow, he talks as she smirks.
Well, the story goes, if you go in the woods, things that happen. She said people go in, but you're lucky to come out. Not many people come out of the woods. So many people been coming up missing. Men, women, and kids. Adults have been finding and killing witches left and right. Some aren't so lucky. I asked her, why aren't they lucky? Well, she says there are powerful witches that can hurt, harm, or kill you. As we walk to her town, she looks at my books. I see you like to read. I told her yes. She asked if she can read one. I told her no. Sorry. She looks up, placing her hand on her head. It's cool, she said. Where? Almost there to my town.
I thought to myself, what if she finds out I'm a warlock? What if her people, Tracy, I said. She looks at me. Yes, what do you know of witches, warlocks, and demons?
She smiles while pulling out her sword. You see this blade? My mothers gave her this. Then my mom, now me, all I know is they will die by this sword. But seriously, Corey, why you ask? No reason. I told her no reason at all. I couldn't let her find out. I'm a warlock. I must keep it confidential. She said, yeah, my parents fought so many demons, so many witches, so many warlocks, they wasn't so lucky. I'll never forget the witch that destroyed them and brought them to their fate. She flashes.
Townspeople yelling and screaming, demons, ugly things stabbing in, killing those around them.
Tracy's family, her dad draws a sword, stabbing a demon through the chest. Hurry, we must.
Her mother gets up, wrapping Tracy in her arms. They ran through the fires as her dad battles sword and shield to protect his family.
One of the guards, sir, we need reinforcements on the south part of town. Her dad told the guard, what about the east or north kingdoms? The guard looks down, said to Tracy dad. The towns didn't make it, sir. Tracy dad looks at his wife, placing his hands on her face. He tells her, I will not leave you. Honey as long as my heart stands to beat.
Tracy Mom said while grabbing her spear. I will fight alongside you, honey. Tears fall down from her. She says the one who loves fights to the end. Tracy remembers her mother's words and her mother's face.
Tracy Dad then stands his wife up. Listen to me, at this moment, a woman appears out of the flames.
Her dad picks up his shield, as the guards would try to face the witch. "One gourd, sir, get your family out of here," tells the other man. Shields up, they all formed around Tracy's father.
The witch smiles, says to herself, this is too easy. She waves her hand to burn and vaporize the guard's body from existence. They all burst into flames.
Tracy Dad covers his face, shielding himself. Wife and kid from the fire. A man walks from behind the witch-do, away with them.
Tracy Dad gets up, grabbing both sword and shield, as parts of the home would try to fall on top, blocking Tracy's mom from the father bursting high. The flames filled the house. The father yelled, "Run!" The father starts to laugh. "Why are you laughing?" The father smirks, says, while gripping his sword and shield. "I always wanted to kill a witch and her lapdog." The witch disappears.
At that moment, Tracy's would run out of the house with her child in her arms, crying as she ran deep into the woods. She turns around, as her husband was fighting the demon who looks like a human. She watches from a distance. The wind grows subtle. As the screams grow quiet, all you hear is the crackles from the wood of the town burning.
Tracy Dad smiles the Titan. "Why do you smile when you know you are going to die?" "Tracy Dad, on this day, I will not die, but live." He then turns his head to see his wife and kid one last time. The Titan tells him, "Don't worry, they'll die with you." Startled by what the father heard, he attacks the Titan with everything he has.
The Witch Queen watches as Tracy's dad and the Titan would fight to the death. Tracy Mom turns around, sees the witch standing right by her. She jumps.
The Witch Queen. Where do you think you're going? The woman turns while moving. Tracy, she thrust her spear towards the witch.
As the father look over at the last place he saw his wife and kid, he doesn't seize them. He lowers his guard. At this moment, silence fills the air. The father, grabbing the Titan hand, he stares him in the eyes, looking up to the sky. He smiles. Tracy Dad has flashes of her playing. He smiles. The Titan said, "Now die."
At this moment, Tracy Mom knew something was wrong. Her husband is gone from this earth, never to return to see hell's deepest sympathy. The witch grabs the mom. "You will come with me or die." Choose wisely. The woman uses a spell to send her daughter away. She stood up, telling the other witch, "You'll have to kill me." The witch smiles.
Corey. Back with Corey and Tracy. Corey. I'm sorry to hear that you must have had a hard time with coping with the lose of your family. Tracy, she says to me, I have. But this is why all witches, warlocks, and demons must die. Corey. Vo. Corey begins to think to himself, I must not let her know nor find out about me. Luckily I'm good at hiding things, I thought to myself.
Tracy. At that moment, Tracy says, "You keep quite a lot. You must not talk much." She stops me, pointing her sword at me before we go any further. "Are you a witch?"
Corey. Vo. I stumbled. I told her no while placing a finger on her blade, moving it from my face. Tracy, she smiled, lifting one leg up, turning around, placing her hands on the back of her head. Well then let's go, while smiling. She said, I'm sure you're not like the rest of the world. Corey, Vo, I didn't move an inch.
Tracy, she stops, turns around. "Are you coming, Corey?" I said, "I tell her I need to find my cat first, Tracy." She said, "A cat, Corey." I told her yes. Is that a problem? Corey, Vo. I grew furious. Tracy, she says no. Maybe he'll find you in the meantime. Let's go, it's getting dark. Tracy, she said we made it to a cottage.
Corey. Vo. When a witch appeared in front of us, Tracy swung her sword at the witch, as she grabs her sword, taking it from Tracy's hands. Witch, let's go.
Corey, Vo. The witch swung her into the woods. Tracy flew Corey, Vo. Then the witch turned to me, waving her hand, casting a spell, sending me towards a tree. I set up in pain. Corey, Vo. With the witch standing in front of my face, I saw cheese on her shoulder. Eyes orange-white as if he was not himself.
Corey, Vo. The witch smiles, stabbing the knife by my head on the tree bark. Witch. She says you'll die when it's the right time. Kerentin and Salem will get what's coming to them. Corey, Vo. The witch disappears.
Corey, Vo. Tracy limps back over to me. Tracy, she says, while picking me up, we have to go, Corey. Vo. She helps me up. Then we left woods.
Voice from woods is a voice from the woods said, we will be watching you. The roots will be following you. The trees speak, saying the queen will rise again. Corey Peas, what did you do to Cheese?
The woods were no longer the same. Not after Tracy. Not after her silver eyes burned through Corey's thoughts like a fever. And not after that witch took her and Cheese away. Tracy's voice, gentle but graved into my brain. They know you are here now. I didn't ask who they were. I didn't want to. The only thing that mattered now was Cheese, his friend Chester, his last living connection to home, to sanity, to anything not cursed or crawling with secrets. The trees leaned closer the deeper Corey went, like if they were eavesdropping. Branches scraped at his shoulders, tugged at his hoodie, but he pressed on. The forest floor was a tapestry of damp leaves, thorns, and broken bones of birds that had ventured too far. Cheese? His voice cracked. Sounds of cicadas swallowed by the mist. A soft meow answered, but it was distant, distorted, like it had traveled through something unnatural. The wind carried strange sounds now. The trees are like whispers without mouths, and a scent like scorched herbs and old perfume. Then he saw it. Paw prints, small, unmistakable, pressed deep into the wet soil. But something was wrong. Each print shimmered faintly with a bluish glow. Corey crouched. What in the... The moment his fingers brushed the glowing track, the woods shifted, tilted, like he'd stepped into a dream too close to dying. The air grew thicker, and every sound, his breath, his heartbeat, the creak of the trees, slowed. In the silence, a humming started, low, beautiful, dangerous, a lullaby from somewhere older than the trees. Cheese, he called again, his voice hoarse. A figure stood ahead of me, glaring at me. It's not my cat, nor human either. A woman in a tattered black veil floating an inch above the ground. Her hands were long, bent like broken sticks, but her face, it was stitched with the skin of animals, pieces sewn where eyes should be. I'm looking for my cat, he's all I have.
The one with the fire in his eyes? He's seen the hollow. He's touched the ashes and drunk the blood. He belongs to her now.
No, he's mine! She raised one skeletal hand and pointed behind Corey. But something was wrong. His eyes weren't green anymore. They glowed orange like sunset fire, and wrapped around his neck was a collar made of fingers. Cheese? Corey's voice trembled, caught between disbelief and horror. The cat stared at him, not with affection, not with recognition, but with something older, something watching through him. Cheese blinked, and each time his glowing orange-white eyes closed and opened, the woods changed. The trees were darker, the earth blackened and cracked like a burnt offering. Above, the sky peeled into a sickly amber filled with flapping silhouettes, witches.
He walked the hollow path to find you. You called him, remember?
I didn't call this, I just wanted my cat, I just wanted my friend.
You wanted comfort, and comfort doesn't come without cost.
Cheese hissed, not at her, but at Corey. His back arched, tail low, and he circled Corey like a predator, deciding if its prey was worth the kill. Chester, I know you in there. Chester used to play with this necklace before the witches changed you when we was kids. Hey buddy. Remember this? Here, this belonged to you when we first met. You used to... A howl cut through the woods. Not a wolf. Not any animal Corey had ever heard. It was a sound full of hunger and rage.
Too late. They've found the bloodbound.
What are you talking about? Cheese turned around and bolted into the darkness, and Corey followed, saying, I will not leave you. Branches whipped at his face, thorns dug into his legs, but he chased the glowing white orbs ahead. Cheese! Behind him, the forest came alive. Trees groaned, their bark splitting open to reveal veins that pulsed. The soil heaved, coughing up old toys, photographs and bones, memories buried by others who never returned.
The deeper you go, the less of yourself you'll find. If you reach the hollow, don't look back.
But Corey did, and what he saw was himself. Standing beneath a dead tree, eyes wide and hollow, blood leaking from his mouth, a second Corey smiling. The real Corey screamed and kept running, until finally the trees thinned, the air shifted, the silence returned. He collapsed to his knees. Ahead of him was Cheese, sitting calmly on a patch of stone carved with runes. The collar of fingers was gone. His eyes, normal, green, familiar. Cheese, is that you? Chester?
Meow.
But as soon as his fingers touched the stone, it cracked.
Welcome home, Corey. Stop, please stop!
It wasn't just hands. They were hot like ashes from the gates of hell itself, skin blackened like coal, nails moss-colored, still wriggling with crawling things. The hand gripped Corey's wrist with unnatural strength. Let go! Cheese arched his back and hissed, leapt forward, clawing at the hand, but it didn't flinch. Another arm surfaced. Something dragged itself up, groaning with the weight of centuries.
You broke the seal.
I didn't mean to, I was just... You called, and now we rise. From the cracked stone the creature emerged, half buried in rags and rotted roots. Its face was veiled in vines. Where its eyes should have been there were holes deep and endless, one of the bound. Tracy had mentioned them once in Whispers and Echoes, witches sealed beneath the forest floor for defying the angelic order. dark priests and priestesses who fed on memory, who built their power from the pain of the living.
You seek your cat, but you brought your soul.
And in a flash, Corey wasn't in the forest anymore. He was back in his childhood home in Caranton. But something was wrong. The walls were melting. His father's voice twisted into screams. His mother smiled with eyes sewn shut. Chester sat glowing again.
Do you remember now?
No, stop, this isn't real.
It is real, it always was, you just forgot.
Stop! The witch was gone. Only the cracked stone remained, and Cheese, sitting beside it calmly, licking his paw like nothing had happened. Meow.
Dinner. Hey, Chester, great kill. Maybe you will get a kill one day just like I did.
Corey's heartbeat grew. He looked at his wrist, bruised where the witch had grabbed him. Cheese. We have to get out of here. But the woods didn't feel the same anymore. Something had shifted. The air smelled of burnt feathers and people's nightmares.
The seal has been broken, and now they'll all come looking for you, the Titans, the Forest Queen.
Help me, please, someone help me. I can't take this anymore. Help me.
Will he succeed or fail? But that cat will be the death of him.
Father,